This one is for my cousin Victor and his family, our family. So, YouTube, I've always been honest with you guys, never lied to you, and I've shared many experiences in my life that I've had with you. And so, to keep honest with you and not falter from my honesty and how I've always done things, I've got bad news, and it's ripping me apart. My cousin and best friend Victor died yesterday morning at about 3:30. The one thing that I do have to keep from you is how he died. Not for legal reasons, but just because I just don't think it's relevant at the moment. I'll make a video on certain things, certain aspects later, whenever I can process all of this. And yes, I'm still processing. I'm still hurting. I'm still in denial of this, because yesterday it was like the day before yesterday, we were just seeing, he and I were riding to a store in a truck, and a frog jumped on him. And if you know him, if you knew him, he's this big 400-pound, almost 400-pound guy, and this little bitty frog jumped on him, and he freaked the hell out like crazy. Um, and then the next morning, he was gone. So let me tell you who he was. 2 weeks younger than my baby sister, and he had a twin. He had a brother named Scott, a sister named Brandy, brother named D, who used to be my best friend, and a brother named Jordan, as well as I said, his twin Vinny. He has nieces, nephews, cousins all over the place, like all over the map, literally. In his life, he's traveled many states, and he's always talked about how many places he's been and where he always wanted to go and do, and things he wanted to do. He also had a girlfriend. They had just recently split, but I mean, there's always love there, you know. And he adopted her son, Andrew. Her name was Chantu. Chantu, I'm sorry. And he adopted her son, Andrew. And he loved that kid. He loved her. And that's the thing about Vic. He loved a lot of people. He loved so many people. He didn't trust everybody. He really didn't trust everybody, but he loved everybody. He was an abrasive person with a really funny, odd sense of humor, actually. Sometimes it was a little too odd, he had a brutal sense of humor, bro. Like, seriously. Like, I'm religious, as you can tell. And he always used to say, yo, what up, Jesus? And I wanted to slap him. Always. But, you know, it's Vic, so you never do. He always called me Pecker Checker, and I always called him Dick. Like, those were our nicknames for each other. And many times we went so many places on the road. We went hours away sometimes. We would just go, he's AG, come on, bro, let's go. I'm bored. I want to do something. Let's go eat McDonald's. And we go eat McDonald's, come back. And, or we just ride around. I was like his therapist. He told me so many things about himself that he really didn't like telling people. I guess and you know, I have to admit that is a gift that I have from him. And I'm grateful for it every day. You know, I knew his struggles. I knew his struggles. I knew his pains. I knew what made him happy in life. I knew when he was sad. And, you know, he was happier more than he was sad. He had more questions about life than I think he had answers as well. And he would always pretend like he had all the answers. But knowing him, you know he never did. Like, he was the type of person who believed that not knowing something was a weakness. Emotion to him was a weakness. So he didn't really show a lot of either of those. He tried to hide when he was wrong, or he tried to hide his emotions from people if he felt an emotion. And I have to admit, I got lucky in the sense that he was able to show me some emotion, and like I said, I'm grateful for that. Um, Seriously, who he was a really good friend, great cousin, one of the best in the world. He made his mistakes and he pissed a lot of people off, but at the end of the day, you always thought of him outside of the realm of his issues. You always thought of him as uh, a good person. Like, the issues that he had in his life, we never thought that, I would never, at least my personal opinion is that I never thought his issues in life were part of him as a human being. They were just there as hurdles to overcome. And some he was able to, some he wasn't. But he would always talk to me about it. Um, and I do want to say to his family, anybody watching this video, from his family, look, I know he didn't show it to you guys a lot, but he loved all of you, all of his brothers, even his sister, his nieces, nephews. He loved all of us. He really did. He didn't show it a lot, but he did. He and I would talk about it all the time. You know, kind of like, I want to kill this person, but I still love them at the same time. And that's pretty much who he was. You know, I can't really, if I really described who he was, this video, like everything about him that made him special, unique, this video would be like hours and hours long. But the gist of it is that Victor Sullivan was my best friend because he was the one person who I was really able to confide in, and he was able to confide in me. It was mutual. And I'm always going to be grateful to God for that gift in my life. And as heartbroken as I am that he's gone, which we all are, I'm still grateful that I had him for the short time that I did. So, Vic, man, look, I love you. I'm going to miss you. Keep it popping up in heaven for us. And when I get up there, we'll both have mansions, so I don't have to live in a guest house next to you. I love you, bro. Bye, man.